Yes, you are audible.
Sir, we are waiting just for 2 minutes. Let more people join and then we will start.
Ma'am, what is the expected date of result for disk 12 and Aditi 2.0?
Am I audible?
I don't know who has asked the last question, but I don't know the expected rate of result. We have just closed the applications. We just have started the procedure. We are at the very initial stage. So from right now telling the expected rate of result is difficult. However, from like maybe 2 months or so we can think. And we can discuss these questions at the towards the end so that the problem statement that the main agenda of this meeting we are through with that.
All right, sure, sir. Yeah, sir, you were audible, sir.
Sakshi, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are audible, sir. And we can share the slides as well, sir. Sir, we can start, but I think Rakesh sir has gone offline. Let me see.
No, ma'am, he is visible.
No,
Sharing the screen.
can you see his screen?
Yeah, he is online. He is not presenting, but his camera is on.
Rakesh sir, can you hear me? Yeah,
Sakshi ma'am, I have a question. Just so that I have understood you correctly, the applications for AI for adaptive networks has been closed, right?
this challenge is from which challenge? Like, is it this 12 or this 13?
This 13
No, this 13 has just started. So this 13 is not
just
closed. We are
started.
going to discuss. Yes, we are going to discuss about the technical nitty-gritties of the challenges in this session.
Got it. Got it. Thank you very much.
So, yes. So, good afternoon, everyone. We will be starting the technical outreach session now. The first problem that we will be discussing is problem statement number 2 of disk 13, CUAS equipment cyber takeover. And we have Colonel Rakesh. He will be briefing us about what is expected of the out of the startups or the solution that they are proposing. You can ask your questions if you have any. And let me see. Wait, I think he has some audio issues. Wait.
ये अपना am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Am I audible, sir?
I can't hear the audio from the other side.
You are audible, sir. Can you hear me? I'm okay. Wait. Can you hear us, Rakesh?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes. So you are audible. Am I audible, sir?
Okay, I think there's some issue with respect to the audio. So as far as the issue is concerned, I'll just go over the this thing. I am unable to hear from the other side.
Rakesh sir, you are very much audible clearly. You can go ahead.
So let me share the problem statement.
Ma'am, actually, I think that his earphone is not connected properly, so you can text him.
Okay. Sir, you are audible. You can start, sir. Is my screen visible where I am sharing the problem statement?
Yes.
So you can start. Let me check with the other nodal officer meanwhile. May I know who has joined with AXCC? May I please know who has joined with AXCC? Let me, yes, sir. Sir, you are not audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, sir. Sir, I hope you are nodal officer for AI for adaptive network, right, sir?
Yes.
Right. So, sir, you can start briefing the startups regarding the problem statement number 3 of Aditi, which is AI for adaptive network. I'll share the screen where we have a little bit information about the problem statement. I can see the document is very much descriptive. So you can start sharing your views and startups will ask if they have any questions.
See, I firstly that can you share the screen, please?
Yes, yes, sir. Wait. Is it visible, sir?
No.
Wait, sir. Now, sir?
Yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
so our major issue that entails is that we have got a lot of. By the way, AHCC, what we handle is that we got the control of the entire network from one particular end. So you can imagine the number of endpoints that we must be handling pan-Indian Army. So it becomes an issue for us that we got a lot of people in between where policies have to be pushed by the man on ground. Now, the technology cannot replace the person who's sitting on ground. However, it can enable the individual who's sitting with varied level of technical threshold to assist the policies that are being enforced and implemented. So, first of all, we've got our own security infra in place, which in terms of firewalls, in terms of IDS and IPS, domain controllers, and all. So, this equipment is available for us with us in terms of security perspective. However, to optimize the network from where this resource can be accessed, from where a resource can be accessed becomes an issue for us. So what we actually look at for AI as an adaptive network is to basically have a responsive system that can adjust its parameters accordingly and then enforce a policy and can optimize the network resources, the bandwidth to give the user an experience which probably the person who's accessing can have a better user experience to access a particular site or the data that is being uploaded onto the cloud. This also entails that since our system is air gapped, so this also entails that we need to have a system that can, give us a better response mechanism in terms of by integrating with our old legacy equipment which is present over here in terms of SIEM, SOC, security equipment, give a better network threat intelligence, and then enforce the policies that have been given as per the cyber security policy that we have and the data governance policy that we have. So this is in short a basic prelude to what we actually require. And the end product, if you look at it, so what we require is basically network management planning with predictive analysis, where the network part comes into play. Any anomaly in the network from end-to-end traffic, the intelligent traffic management and quality of service improvement in case it can provide. The resource management with intelligent resource allocation, predictive maintenance in case like we earlier the SNMP systems used to give. So network planning and expansion for network traffic, how it is flowing from which site to which site, there is an issue. And plus the security features such as the network threat analysis, intelligent threat mitigation, and the integration with the existing SIEM and SOC solutions. So this is what we are actually looking at and will require the industry's input onto this, that how they can enable us to implement such a project.
Startups can ask questions if they may have any.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have a question. This is around the threat sensors that you just mentioned. I would call it the threat sensors. All the security products or the security, standalone or the integrated ones that you're using. Are you able to kind of collect the logs at one
Yes.
place, somewhere, something like a data lake?
So no, not exactly like a data lake, but yes, we got the SIEM solutions in place, which we have we use it, through which we collect the logs. They are passed, and then we get a final output of it. But then the data is majorly in a raw form. So somebody has to
Yes.
analyze those logs, and then I take action accordingly. We definitely have a pop-ups in terms of usage of say I'll give an example. Somebody has used a mass storage device, so that sort of pop-ups we have in terms of our antivirus servers. We got our Windows logs, DNS logs. We got it. By the firewall we got traffic logs. So these are things that we have in terms of antivirus servers. We
But
got
these are spread pan India. Sorry to interrupt, sir. These are
uh,
spread across the country, right? In
So
different
it's a
locations.
federated it's a federated architecture, centralized control with decentralized execution. So you got
And the
one
logs are also decentralized?
logs are decentralized, then they are aggregated at one particular place with the domain controller at HCC where we sit.
Okay. Okay. I was just asking this because we would require these. It's very good that you have it centralized, so
Yeah.
it
So
becomes easier to create a solution, AI-based solution, if you
we
have the
agree, we
logs at one place.
true. But this see there's got a challenge and tail in between that I like to inform everyone who's in place is because that we will require the data set that is now somebody who's firstly the training data set can be made obviously off the shelf and can be kept. However, once it is trained and being executed, this AI server over which the data set that is generated on the logs that we have has to be a standalone system. I mean, then we will not have a connect with the world outside, or maybe the threat intelligence that is coming in can be updated manually. It will not require something. It cannot be connected on the internet, so it is completely air gapped. This is one place where the challenge actually comes.
So in this case, sir, are you open to human machine teaming here, where you might have reverse malware engineers working on 0 days and then pushing in the rules from your sites?
Yeah, that's what our aim. That's what is probably our manifestation of this particular project. The threat intelligence team definitely somebody who's working outside can work it from open source. That I leave it up to you. You get those intelligence, whatever policies, or probably if you have to train the data set accordingly, you have to uh, tweak your code accordingly. Then the data set is trained, and specifically then the policies are being implemented.
Hi, I'm Colonel Rastogi from Digitem. I wanted to ask when we are training the data sets, or rather when we have to trial validate a system, since it is a secure system, will we be allowed to come on work on your actual servers, or do we have to train on a totally different set and then deploy and finally at the end of the project? How do
Initially,
we?
so initial training, what we have envisaged is to work outside, sir. And then the initial training parts are always the data set is made has to be taken from an open source or from we can generally share whatever the kind of logs that are being generated on a generic node. However, sir, once the training is done, the execution once the data set is prepared, the firm just taken up, sir, then can come once it has to be implemented. Then yes, sir, then on our system. But before that, no, sir. That probably will not be permitted.
And we all know that there is a issue of bandwidth, and the certain times the bandwidth is also quite heavily utilized. So when we are doing it, what kind of bandwidth should we aim at utilizing?
Sorry, sir, I did not get the bandwidth utilization part, sir.
See, generally, what has happened, like we have all seen whenever the VCs are there, generally other stations are generally they are disconnected. So when we are doing this kind of a system and that too doing it online, so there can be an issue of availability of bandwidth. How do we manage that? Will we
I'll,
be
I'll,
given some
I'll
slot to?
understood, sir. Sir, generally, with the rolling out of our this air gap network, by the time it gets implemented, sir, it is already in its implementation phase. So bandwidth should not be an issue, sir. However, what is your exact requirement? If you can project to us, sir, then definitely we can optimize where we can tweak in this. Probably
Okay,
we'll have a
Shall
better.
we?
Yes, sir.
okay, great, great. ठीक.
Sir, in order to create some kind of a dummy log for ourselves while we develop a solution or while we even initiate with this process, would you be able to give any information on the log types that you have, or any information on what kind of logs it is, or what format are you using on that?
See, we can generally share with you. Okay, for example, that if you look at a network, it's an IP/MPLS based network. Generally runs.
हाँ? है ना? नहीं उसका
So you have you can expect an IP/MPLS based.
MPLS based.
Yeah. So the logs which are generated with that class of routers, whether it be Cisco, Nokia, or any other firm, you can insert that. So that is one. The
Okay.
second term, in terms of if you really require the kind of logs that are being generated in terms of your SIEM and SOC, we can give you the broad heads over which we want the data to be segregated, and then definitely on an open source you can train your data set accordingly.
Yeah, some of the most important ones would be your DLP logs, and definitely SIEM and SOC combined with IDS, IPS. Would something, these are some logs. I mean, if you could at least help us with the type of logs, is it a sticks based log, or something like that?
I,
Uh,
I agree
that
with you.
would
If
make
you
it.
can, we've shared our mail in case you can project the kind of requirement that you have. Definitely, we'll be
Sure.
able to assist you. Because of the hand, if
Thank
you
you so
ask
much.
me, I can only give you a generic logs that whatever we have. You can have the domain logs or the username that are very basic in nature. Probably they'll not be able to help you if I commit right now. So if you can generally
Yes.
place a requirement, these are the issues that you have. We'll be able to help out
Thank you, sir.
specifically to this particular position. A mail is shared, definitely there'll not be an issue.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
Maybe request for your email so that in case of any clarification, we can reach out to you.
Sir, we've already shared, sir. I believe it's there. I saw my own our own mail, sir.
I
Let me
am
go
not
there.
able to. I'll request you put it in the chat log. So
We'll
we
do
will be
that.
all.
We'll do that, sir. This is the mail that we are logged into.
Sir, I can't see the email ID, and I have the contact number only. If you can tell me, I can
I'll share
type
it. I'll
it.
share it in the chat. There's no issue,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
That's not a problem.
Okay, sir. Do we have any more questions?
Sir, one more one to add on. You said you do have air gap networks, and most of the devices are working while they're not connected to the internet. Now, in terms of a private cloud, uh, do you have such solutions in place where you have your own intranet cloud that you try and access, and where you are able to store uh, logs? So for example, I saw a problem statement of issues with bandwidth where it comes to IoTs and devices, and you would like to have some kind of an automated system that would provide bandwidth to different device types. Now in that case, what I had in mind is something like a delivery architecture where you have one place where you are analyzing the trends with the help of AI ML algorithms, and then passing it on back to your threat sensor, whatever you have in place, something like a firewall, to then allocate that kind of bandwidth. Now, if we are talking about a secure cloud, private cloud kind of architecture, do you think the army would be comfortable with that?
No, if you're asking me that whether we got a private cloud in place, or is it that if the cloud is in place, probably you will be able to implement this in the way that you right now
Yes.
mentioned. So
Yes.
you're asking whether we have a private cloud or not?
Yes, whether you're open to implementing,
No, we have
a
we have a
solution.
private cloud. So
Okay.
what I can share in the open right now is that we got a private cloud which we are running. It is on that air gap network only, so access is within the
Okay.
army itself.
Great. Thank you, sir.
So you can share your email ID. They will
Yeah, I'll
reach
do
you
that.
out. Yes,
I'll
sir.
do that.
Yes,
I'll do
and thank you so much for joining us, sir, and clarifying all the doubts of the startups.
Thank you.
After sharing the ID, you can log off, sir. We are moving to the next problem statement.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you,
issue.
sir.
Okay.
Rakesh, sir, can you hear us? Rakesh, sir, are you?
Sakshi, can we go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can go ahead, sir. So let me
What I'll just
share.
request you to share our problem definition statement, and then I'll
Sure.
take on from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'll go. Yes, sir. Is it visible, sir? Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I'll just, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll start. Yes, sir. It is.
okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Colonel Rakesh Duchi. I am the Director Ops at the Army AD Directorate. So, as part of the IDEX challenge, we have basically projected a problem definition statement. This is in the realms of the counter US equipment. So, when we use a term as a UAS, that is the unmanned aerial system, it encompasses the entire range and spectrum as far as the US is concerned. However, the majority of the issues which we are looking as part of this challenge is in the realms of a tactical or a smaller kind of US systems which we need to handle as part of this challenge. So this is basically a kind of a cyber hack in which the US system command and control is taken over, and a particular US system is landed uh, or is made to return back to its base based on the type of protocol which we are trying to hack, or is made to crash at a safer place. So broadly, this is the concept, and I'll just tell you what is the broad requirement as far as this concept is concerned. Basically, we are looking in a longer terms, we are looking for a scalable kind of a system in which we have a man portable kind of a system, or we have a static kind of a system, and subsequently the system can be mounted on a vehicle as well. And basically, it is trying to target the protocol or the frequency of the command and control link. And through this, a hack is being established to carry out the function as far as the taking over the control of the US equipment and getting it landed, stroke sending it back to the base, or getting it crashed at a safer site. And as far as the system requirement is concerned, what we have seen certain demonstrations uh, or conceptual things based on the system is that it has a kind of a scalable kind of an antenna which can be used, which is an antenna and a transceiver which can be used as a man pack, just like a rucksack on my back, and it has a small tab kind of a display system which is linked to this transceiver, and this transceiver also has a battery pack with it, and then the taking place, and accordingly the entire control is being done module, which is the display module. So This is the basic system which I have talked about. And as we see that if we want to have a longer duration system and a broader ranges and all, accordingly the transceiver increases and it can take into a static mode or it can be a vehicle mounted system as well. So this is how the system is envisaged as far as the counter UAS cyber hack is concerned, and or a cyber takeover is concerned. And primarily the system, when its capability are to be assessed or its capabilities are to be developed as part of the system, we initially require some kind of a detection which is based on the RF, and then an alert in the display system. Then we have to locate and track that particular unidentified aerial system, identify it based on the serial number or based on the whitelisting in case it has been done or whatever way it is there, fend it off or take control and land it. This is the broadly the how we are envisaging the system to roll out finally. So I am ready to take on the questions in case anyone has got over this issue.
So this side Gaurav Sharma from Big Bang Boom Solutions. Under
Yeah,
disk,
Gaurav.
yes, under disk one, the system which you are talking, other than cyber takeover, sir, this has been which we have made in disk one challenge also, sir. That RF detection and jamming, system, sir. So, do we need to have a different R&D on it, or that it's just a a scalable thing which we can do on the present system which we have made under disk one, sir?
Yeah, we are already aware of the distance system that is entirely different. First of all, I have never talked about any kind of a jamming, whatever brief I have given till now. So,
Okay, sir.
as far as the as let me give you the broad concepts as far as the counter UAS is concerned. Counter UAS, as far as the counter UAS technology is concerned, can be broadly classified into categories, rather three categories. One is the soft kills option, one is the hard kill option, and one is the hybrid option. Hybrid option is the which includes both hard as well as soft. So the one which you are talking about is as far as the soft kill is concerned. Kill has got three categories into it. One is called as the jamming, what you are talking about. One is called as the spoofing, which your system also has to an extent. And third is something called as the cyber takeover. The cyber
Correct.
takeover can be as part of the hybrid system and all. This is entirely a different thing. Here there is no jamming taking place. It is
Correct, sir.
entirely a passive system. There is no transmission which is being made.
Roger,
So
sir.
you have to focus on the protocol of the US
Okay.
or the command and control link which is giving it a frequency. So
Roger,
there are a
sir.
lot of, when you start doing your research and all, you will come to know about this is a very nascent, I'll not call it nascent, Israel has already made some advances into it. They are into the testing phases and all, and they are rolling it out also. And US is also in part of it. So the architecture or the R&D facility which you have, that needs to be tweaked for the similar kind of a solution which can be given.
Roger,
The
sir.
only thing which you need to keep in mind is that this kind of a system has got a very small form factor
Roger,
vis-a-vis
sir.
the jammers and all, which you have got a bigger form factor. So I have seen such kind of system being planned to be developed as a man pack, just carrying a rucksack which has got a small transceiver and an antenna jutting out of it, and a small tab size in hand, which is being utilized. However, we see that how the ranges and all are to be calibrated accordingly, the form factor of the system goes slightly bigger. Any
Roger,
other
sir.
query, Gaurav?
Thanks, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
Sir, one question around the cyber takeover part. Uh, don't take me in the wrong way. I'll come to what I exactly want from you. Is that have you ever faced this problem before from the Charlie area? And secondly, if yes, were you able to capture any frequencies or RF frequencies while this ever happened in our area?
So, am I talking to Anish?
That's right, sir.
Anish, it's your question. And you are representing whom? You are an individual, you are representing some
I'm
company, or
yes, I'm representing a company right now.
can I know the name of the company, please?
Yes, it's Anadrone.
Okay. So, Anish, we already have dealt with Anadrone and all. First of all, when we see the counter US solution, now I'll slightly like to elaborate or give a background what the question you have asked about is. First of all, the counter US technologies is rapidly changing. See, there's a technology, there's a counter to it, and there's a counter to it, and there's a counter. It's a cat and mouse kind of a game. So we are looking for the variety of solutions which are available to us. As on date, as far as the Indian industry is concerned, I'll again quote unquote, as far as the Indian industry is concerned, presently we are somewhere in the realms of the soft kill option where we have made a lot of advances as far as the jamming and the spoofing is concerned. There is no issue as far as the detection of frequencies of the US system is concerned, and there's no issue with respect to the even knowing the protocols are concerned. There are libraries existing in open source. I'll not like to name them. There are libraries which can be brought, which have a specified protocols. Now, the primary thing is that what kind of a US would you like to target and what is the system? So let the system first come up. So primarily you take it the COTS kind of a US system which are available for which you know the protocol and which can be easily accessed and all. Once a proof of concept kind of a thing is developed, and then we can. There is no dearth as far as the those kind of a whether what on what frequency these ISM bands, these COTS don't fly, or even do it yourself kind of where there's a small shift as in terms of the operating frequency is concerned. Those are available and other related issues. The only thing is here in this technology, what I envisage with my little bit of knowledge about the counter use equipment is that you need to know the protocol and you need to know the command and control frequency once the system is being developed. And as and when you have the expertise in terms of developing the database world over, it's all the game of the database subsequently to have the effectiveness of the. First, the challenge is that let's have a basic system which is capable of detecting passively a drone based on its protocol, whether it's transmitting to a command and control link or whatever transmission it's carrying out, and then have ability to disconnect it and take it over and land it, oblique, send it back to the return to base or get it. There is no dearth as far as the what it is transmitting, what is not transmitting. So this technology is being utilized to augment our existing counter UAS equipment so that we have a diversified kind of approach towards the counter.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Sir, if you can share your email ID, they will reach you out through email if they have any question in future.
Yeah, I'll just ping my email ID in the chat box, and any in case there are any queries with respect to specific with respect to the counter US cyber takeover, I'll be more than happy to answer all.
Okay, so I believe there is no question from the startup side, and thank you so much for joining us for this. Is there any question? Yes, please.
Any other question? Anything on the?
So sir has briefed everything very clearly, so there is no question from our side now.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And you can log off, sir. You can drop your email ID and you can log off, sir. They will reach you out as soon as.
Thank you. I'll just drop the email ID and I'll
sure.
Thank you. Sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
So startups, if you have any question related to IDEX, the application procedure, or any other query, we can discuss it right now. No, Aditi 3 is not being covered today. We are discussing this 13 problem statement number 1 and 3 only. Problem statement for the node, the concerned nodal officer for problem statement number 1 will cover in some other outreach. He could not make it today, so we will be covering problem statement 1 in some other outreach. Please tell me if you have any other questions related to anything with respect to this 13, 12, Aditi 2, anything.
Ma'am, can I have the contact details of nodal officers of problem
Yes.
number 33, 35, 32, and 30.
Today we are discussing problem statement number 2 and 3. So contact details of the nodal officer for problem statement number 2 and 3 are on the chat box.
For this 12, ma'am, I am asking.
This 12 is already closed, so there is no.
Ma'am, I have submitted for that.
I am not able to make out what you are saying.
Ma'am, actually I have submitted for disk 12. Can I have contact details of nodal officers of that?
So I can't make out if you have submitted your proposal, then for what purpose do you need contact details?
Okay.
The next defense.com, I request you to please mute yourself. Yes. So startups, if you have already submitted the problem statement, there is no point reaching out to the nodal because now the committee will form and applications, there will be a vetting procedure. So the nodal officer, the person who is talking to you, is concerned with the technology only. He doesn't have anything to do with the selection procedure. So there is no point reaching that person out. Is there any other question?
No, Sakshi, as if now, though, no question.
Okay, so our next outreaches will be there from Monday to 20th of the November. We will reach out through social media with respect to which specific problem statement is being discussed, and you can join the sessions. And I wish you all the best, and please log off. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for arranging these sessions. It's really helpful for us. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.